So my name is Natalie and I have lived in Harehills for 30 years.
What would you like to see change or improve, Natalie, in your local area?
Just to make politics more accessible to people so that people feel like they can understand the language being spoken, they can take part, that their vote might actually matter. All the information should be super accessible, like done in picture forms and simple writing and simple messages, and I think people should be popping up in our community spaces so we can go meet them, talk to them. I want to see people talking to us and listening to us, and then I want to see what the actions are. So more community consultation. We have a lot of one-dimensional community organisations that will do a brilliant job with their group of people, but we don't have hardly anywhere that is for everybody. So we've got the library, which is very, very good, delivers fantastic services, but has got a slightly corporate feel and has security guards on the door. And then we have the different faith organisations with their community centres. They feel very much like they're for their community. And then we have Shine, which is very much a business model. We don't really have anywhere warm and friendly that you can go to with your family and feel really included and welcome that is for absolutely everybody. You don't have that much access to greenery because you're in Harehills and there isn't a great deal of it. And if you want to get out to a park, it's expensive. Like, I think we went up to Rando Park on a bus the other day and it cost the best part of £10, and that's a lot of money. So I feel like the council could do something really productive, like maybe under 16s go free like they did in London at one point, or a really good family ticket, better than the ones that we've got. Like you get a £5 at the weekends but you don't get it in the week or in holidays. Why isn't it there in holidays? We have wonderful food and some great takeaways that do some really lovely global cuisine, but we also have a lot of unhealthy food, loads of chicken shops and betting shops and shops selling alcohol and cheap pop, and I see kids walking to school eating crisps and a fizzy drink and a sweet cake, and that might be their breakfast. And I can't think of anywhere where I can meet a friend and go and sit and have a really healthy meal. Just one last thing about the parks. We have spaces like Harehills Park, but it's very hidden and it's quite bland. So I would like to see the parks really invested in, and again with activities, with little mini festivals, with maybe some recycled equipment, like recycled playgrounds made from recycled materials. More orchards, like we've got the orchard in Newton Park, but I'd like to see more places like that are beautiful. Herbs, maybe more wildflowers, because I've heard that councils run out of money to do much planting, but if you do wildflowers and seeds, then they'll keep sustaining themselves. More long-term plants, maybe get more community groups to come together and do the planting, take more ownership. And then also more places like Catch. So Catch is great for the young people in its immediate environment, and it's the most beautiful looking place that we've got, but I want to see more places like that. We've got places like the Infinity Centre with no signage, quite an unattractive car park, you don't really know what goes on there, who's it for. Kind of want to see the places opening up. I'd like to see the schools in Harehills that have the nicest grounds, but I keep thinking, couldn't they be used at the weekends? Couldn't they have plays put on and clubs, really interesting after school activities? You could get a different team to come in and manage those. I've had probably maybe a dozen times where I've needed to report something to the local police, and I feel like they're not trained and resourced enough to handle some of the issues. When I reported my back-to-back neighbours, I could hear every word of how they were abusing their kids, and it was horrific. And so when I made the call to the police, I said, when you come to my door, can you not shout the issue I'm reporting, because you can hear through the walls. And he knocked on the door, are you the woman that reported number 19? Honestly, it was as if he'd spoken through a microphone, like a megaphone, or whatever you call them. Oh. And it does then make you very reluctant to report again, because you feel, I think, well, I'm living there with my daughter, and they could, I don't know who these people are, but they sound very violent, and they could come round and do anything to me. The actual reporting, because everyone's so under-resourced, was horrific. So I spent 3 years listening to this horrible abuse going on with very little result.
What would you like to ask or tell the people in charge?
Please care about Harehills, please invest in it, Harehills and Gipton. Please listen to people, please consult people, and then take your actions based on what people have said. Please bring in ideas like any new businesses or local businesses and landlords have to invest back into the community, so don't just come in and make money out of Harehills. Don't do things like rip out the hedges and the gardens in the houses that you're going to let. Maybe the council could give an incentive to landlords that keep the greenery. New businesses, make yourself green, make yourself ethical, give something back, like put something back into the community, support community initiatives so that some of your profit goes back into Harehills.